It's funny. I was thinking about this the other day.
Okay.
I was so busy with, taking the kids to soccer and getting groceries and all that stuff.
Right.
And I realized I completely forgot to schedule a date night with my partner.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it got me thinking, like, how do we find that balance
Yeah.
between, like, nurturing our relationships and also, fulfilling all of our family obligations? It's
Yeah.
like a constant
It is.
juggling act, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people deal with this.
Absolutely.
And luckily, we have some expert insights today to help us navigate this
Definitely.
kind of tricky terrain.
Yeah. So it's a universal challenge for sure.
It is.
It's not about picking one over the other, though.
Right. Yeah.
It's about finding that harmony between both.
Finding that sweet spot.
Yes, exactly.
So one of the first things I think about with this is setting boundaries.
Yes,
Eh, I think this can be hard
it can.
because you almost feel guilty sometimes
Right.
prioritizing your relationship because you feel like you're neglecting your family.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really common misconception.
Okay.
But when we talk about setting boundaries,
Yeah.
it's not about shutting family out.
Right.
It's about creating space
Okay.
for both,
For
both
both
your family and your relationship.
You
need both.
Yeah,
But-
you need both to thrive.
Exactly.
Got it.
And there are studies that actually show that couples that carve out, even just 15 minutes a day
Wow.
of dedicated, uninterrupted time together
Okay.
report much higher relationship satisfaction.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're making an investment
It is.
in your happiness by creating that space.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Prioritizing it.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that look like practically speaking?
So practically speaking,
Yeah.
it could be something as simple as like designating Sunday evenings as couple time,
Okay.
right? And you communicate that with your family
Oh.
so they know that, this is time for you and your partner to recharge,
Got it.
to connect.
The charge. Yeah.
Or, commit to like an hour every evening where you put the phones away.
Yeah.
You turn off the TV, no distractions.
Oh, that's nice.
And you just focus on each other.
To being present.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to just assume that your partner, gets you
Oh, totally.
and knows what you need.
Yes.
But that brings us to our next point,
Communication.
which is communication.
Yes.
And I am so guilty of this.
Really?
I'm like, oh, you should just know
Uh-huh.
that I need this.
Yeah.
But
We're all guilty of it.
we're not mind readers.
No, we're not.
Right.
So yeah, clear communication is so important.
Yeah.
And don't just say like, oh, I need more couple time.
Right.
Like, explain why.
Yeah.
Express your desire for it. Explain why it's important to you. And then also listen to your partner's perspective as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You might find that they've been feeling the same way,
Right.
but they haven't known how to bring it up.
Yes.
So,
A good point.
yeah. And a simple tip
Yeah.
for active listening is
Okay.
to summarize what you've heard
Oh.
after your partner shares something.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just make sure you're understanding them.
That you're on the same page.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I know firsthand how hard it can be
Yes.
to actually find the time for romance
Yes.
when life gets busy.
Yes.
So what are some practical ways that we can
Yeah.
actually prioritize our relationships?
Yeah.
Even on those days where it feels impossible.
You have to be proactive.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like you would schedule any important appointment, schedule that couple time,
Like put it on your calendar.
put it on the calendar.
I love that.
It might feel weird at first,
Yeah.
but it sends a really powerful message that you value that relationship.
Yeah.
I once heard this story about this couple.
Okay.
They were so committed to scheduling romance that they put it on their shared calendar.
Yeah.
And they accidentally double booked it with a dentist appointment.
Oh, no.
I know it's funny, but
That's so funny.
it does highlight how important planning is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about those times where family absolutely has to come first?
Right.
Like what if there's, a sudden illness or an emergency?
Yeah. So that's when mutual understanding and support are super important.
Okay.
Just acknowledge that there will be times when one partner needs to focus more on family,
Yes.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
The key is to communicate openly,
Yeah.
reassure each other,
Right.
and just remember that shift doesn't make the relationship any less important.
Right. It's just a shift.
It's a shift.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And those family roles, I'm sure, can shift over time, too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Life is unpredictable.
Yeah.
New babies arrive. Right?
Parents get older.
Uh-huh.
Our needs are constantly evolving.
Yes.
And being able to adapt to that together,
Right.
adjust your expectations,
Yes.
and stay connected as a couple is so important.
So important.
Yeah.
So to kind of recap here,
Yes.
finding that balance between family and romance
Yeah.
requires clear boundaries,
Yes.
open communication,
Yes.
proactive planning,
Yes.
mutual support,
Yes.
and a healthy dose of flexibility.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing journey,
It is.
not a destination.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I want you to think about your situation right now.
Yeah.
What's one small step
Mm-hmm.
that you can take this week to really nurture both your family connections and your romantic relationship?
Great question.
It could be as simple as, finally scheduling that coffee date
Right.
or having a heart-to-heart conversation or even just, expressing gratitude and appreciation
Yes.
for your partner.
Love it.
Every little bit counts.
So thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
This has been great.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It's been fun.